Have you ever heard of multiverse theory? It's something I've been studying a little bit on for the last 6 months. And I no longer subscribe to the ideal of a mass universe. I believe the lights that we see in the sky are the lights that were put in the sky, in the firmament, by Hawa, as it says in Genesis, to show the times and seasons. I'm not saying that there's not lands up there, but it's not what they keep on telling you it is. I mean, if you ever hear any of the stories of people who go back past the ice wall, they go to other lands, and they're probably in the skies above us. But this is an enclosed area. Even Bill Nye the Science Guy said that years ago that this Earth is a enclosed space. You can't escape from it, at least not blasting off into space. There are things underneath the ground, and there's things above the ground. But multiverse is a more interesting thing. They show you stuff like that on, and I go back to movies again, like Stargate SG-1 and Time Time Lapse, I think is what it was called, where these people go to different dimensions, have all the same people, just things worked out a little differently. And if and they have also showed it several times in more recent stuff, like the Avengers Endgame. And they did a lot of that stuff in the Avengers over the last few years. But the basic concept is that there are infinite amounts of universes with the exact same people, the exact same timeline, or sometimes altered timelines, just everything's a little different. You know, like you made a different choice. They say that we all have choice. But what if you, in a different time or different universe, made a different choice? Then your entire life could be different. If I had made the choice not to meet some of the people or go hang out with some of the people I have, or my life would have been completely different. If I had made a choice not to do a lot of things that I did, my life would have been completely different. I would have probably discovered truth earlier or later. I would have, things would have been completely different than they turned out for me. And I do believe that everything is meant to be to a degree, and I do believe that our mother and father know what choices we're going to make in whatever universe that we're in or whatever universe is going on. I believe that they have an absolute control of something you couldn't even imagine. When they made the heavens and the earth, and they made the earth in 7 days, people do not realize how advanced what they made in 7 days was. 6 days, my bad, they rested on the 7th day. Because there are, like, Journey to the Center of Earth, Jules Verne, was an absolute description of inner Earth. And was in the Mysterious Island, also Jules Verne. It was actually talking about Jerusalem that had been sunk under the seas. I mean, and we do have, maybe not Jerusalem per se, but we do have many places that are sunk under the seas. Atlantis was a continent. There was a continent between North America and Europe that was called Atlantis. You find old enough maps, you'll see it. There was a continent between South America and Africa, and there was a continent between North America and Asia. And when you get old enough maps, you see these connections and see these things that they leave out. The land has never moved. despite these tectonic plates that they say are cause the Earth to move from one place to another over time, land used to be all connected. But it was other land that has now been sunk under the oceans. It was not moved. They lie to you about everything. I mean, it is amazing how much lies they have put in our history and our science and everything else. And when you really start to do experiments and stuff, you see how much lies they've made. Just like the fossil record I've said before, you can see was an absolute fakery, because you can take a aquarium, mix it up real good, get soil with rocks and seashells and bones of different kinds of animals, whatever, and pour it in there while it's still mixing up, and you'll see different layers form. And depending on how heavy these materials are that you have mixed up in that dirt, will go to what weight it is. That's why they say seashells were the first things created, sea life, and the birds were the last point of evolution. That's why they say that whales and mosquitoes are related. It's idiotic, but still they try to say this crap. And that's off the point. I mean, but really look up multiverse theory. It's a really interesting theory. I do believe that there are multiple universes, and that there's more than likely a universe out there where I do not believe in Hawaii. But I can't prove anything yet. But as always, Aloha, may you be blessed.